Hello, 5-year plan TV. I'm Paul Machin from Redmen TV, Liverpool fan and general shite talk about the Liverpool Football Club. But asked to answer a few questions. Obviously, we've got a chance of finishing second, and while we're in the Champions League, everything remains a possibility. Although you can then work out the balance of probabilities on that. For me, a successful season is securing qualification for the Champions League again, making sure that we are still in the top four come mid-May. And if we go any further in the Champions League, amazing. As far as a genuinely successful season, look, finishing second is good, but you don't do open top bus tours for finishing second, you do it for winning pieces of silverware. It's not very likely, but look, whilst Liverpool remain in the Champions League, and given that we are just massive optimists, I'd love to see Liverpool go all the way. Obviously I would. If we could somehow get ourselves into a final, leave it down to one game of football, I think Liverpool can beat anyone on the day, and God, if we could do it, it would be one of the greatest things to see Liverpool win the Champions League again. Mohamed Salah's been phenomenal this season, more so than I ever did dream. If I'm perfectly honest, I honestly thought he'd be like a squad rotation player for us. He's getting close to Suarez levels. I don't know that he's quite there. It's hard. I genuinely love Luis Suarez, and it's hard because I saw season on season of Luis Suarez performance and saw him get better and better for us. It's really hard to fathom someone who comes in and is this good straight off the bat in his first season for us. So he probably is at Luis Suarez's level, to be fair. Just look at his goal return. He's going to end up probably surpassing, with a little bit of luck, he'll surpass Suarez's goal record this season. Might even do it. He might even do it domestically as well, which would be a phenomenal achievement. I don't know, it's tough. I loved Luis Suarez just because I loved his all-round demeanour, I loved his battling attitude, and I loved how many times he nutmegged opposing defenders. He genuinely made me giggle at football matches, which is a very weird thing for a grown man to do. So I don't know, ask me again in another season, but look, in terms of what he's doing and the impact that he's having on this Liverpool team, yeah, I think realistically, in pure paper terms, I think he's definitely at Suarez's level. Looking ahead to the game this weekend then, look, Salah is the obvious danger man. He scores goals for fun, he scores all different types of goals against all different types of opponents. I think the other danger man, look, you can take your pick from a few. I think Oxlade-Chamberlain's likely to play this, and he's got a goal in him slightly more regularly than for Arsenal, certainly. I think Roberto Firmino is the player that makes us tick, but the man for the big occasion lately, when we've needed someone to crop up with an important goal in tight games, has actually been Sadio Mane. It's weird, he's probably not had as good a season this year as he did last year, or we felt that way, and yet in terms of goals and assists, he's having his best season ever as a footballer in the Premier League. So yeah, he's dragged himself to the mire a couple of times, scored some great goals along the way, like phenomenal goals along the way, to be fair. So he's that guy where a lot of the attention will be on Salah, a lot will be on Firmino, and then all of a sudden you realise it's short blanket syndrome. You've pulled it up to cover your neck and your face, and you've left your feet exposed, and your feet in this instance is Sadio Mane. Look, I think he has done a really good job so far for Palace, surprisingly so, if I'm perfectly honest. I don't rate him as a football manager at all. Terrible experience of him in charge of Liverpool. He never should have been given the job. He was never the right fit for us, and never liked the way he conducted himself, the way he spoke about the football club and the brand of football that he played. It doesn't look like he's actually playing too much of that with Crystal Palace, and I think to a certain degree it's because he's got some decent tools there to work with. Now obviously Zaha's injury has been a major damper on that, and I think if he'd been fit, I think Palace would be comfortably mid-table at this point. But having pacey guys and having a good solid target men to rely on, it's a bit agricultural, it's a bit basic football to some extent, but who cares, it works. So I have to give Roy credit, and the fact that Palace have caused problems to some teams in and around Liverpool at times as well has been a help. Gutted that you couldn't get the result against Man United, if I'm honest. I thought you were absolutely robbed in that game. I would strongly appreciate it if Roy just went back to being absolutely dreadful though for this game, and if you didn't give us a game the way that you gave Man United the game, that would be lovely. Look, I'll never be able to like Roy Hodgson, but I'm glad that you do. I've got family friends, lifelong family friends who are Crystal Palace fans, so I've always had a bit of a soft spot for Palace. That soft spot has been tested massively in recent years because you've had so many good results against us. But yeah, that notwithstanding, can't stand Hodge, I can't stand Uncle Roy. I'm glad you like him and I hope you stay up, but no, not for me. My first ever away game was at Selhurst Park. It was back in, I think it was 93, 94, and I think we won 5-0 on the day. Great. I'd love to see a repeat of that, but realistically, Liverpool have got 2 massive Champions League games and a Merseyside derby looming. I'd take a similar result to the Anfield game, just us getting a win by hook or by crook, get the 3 points in the bag and get out with as few injuries, bookings, whatever, and as few minutes in the legs of our top players as possible. I want it to be more than that, but at the minute, I don't know, as a fan, and there's just so many things on the horizon. I don't know, it's tough. Hopefully Liverpool do it, but I think it might be a tighter game than maybe we've experienced in similar games like this season. Thanks very much for having me on, guys. If you want to watch more of me, I've got my own channel called Mates TV, and I've of course got the Redmen TV. So yeah, if you win and you want to see us being dead sad, come and check Redmen TV out after the match. Other than that, obviously subscribe to 5-year plan. Thanks for having me, and I'll see you all soon. Ta-ra.